In 2021, Nintendo celebrated the 35th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series, and like when they celebrated the Super Mario series anniversary in 2020, a brand new Legend of Zelda Game & Watch was released containing 3 classic titles from the series' start. Unfortunately, this doesn't include the actual Legend of Zelda Game & Watch, but I'll just grumble about that to myself. Back in 2020, I got the chance to review the Super Mario Game & Watch courtesy of Nintendo UK, and they've graciously given me the chance to do the same for The Legend of Zelda. Now, it took me a bit longer, but Zelda games are much longer than Mario's outings, and there are 3 full titles here with different regional variants as well as the new Game & Watch minigame, and I wanted the chance to give it all a playthrough before sharing my thoughts. After all, the Super Mario Game & Watch turned out to be the definitive way to play the first 2 Super Mario Bros. Games. So could the same thing happen here? I had to find out. And to immediately answer that question, unfortunately, no. Now don't get me wrong, these are good ports of The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, and Link's Awakening. They play exactly as players would remember them, and look very clear on the Game & Watch's small screen. Having the option to play the regional variants is also a very nice feature. The 2 NES games have a better soundtrack in the Japanese version thanks to them being disc-based games, and Zelda 2 in particular has a lot of graphical and difficulty differences in the Japanese version. It's harder and worse than its NES counterpart, but at least the choice to experience that frustration is there. As for Link's Awakening, it offers a handful of European versions of the game as well as the English and Japanese. This is nice, not just for the translation, but each version had their own little secret Easter eggs. It's small and minor, but fun for Zelda fanatics. But what made the Super Mario Game & Watch more definitive were the quality of life improvements Nintendo made. Infinite lives and a stage select were modded in, and the system allowed for quick saving to support pick up and play. In the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch though, only the latter is here. While I wasn't expecting the exact same mods, the original 2 NES games could have done with some alterations to make them more approachable to first time players, other than the full life code. Really iron out the kinks, you know? We don't get any of that here, unfortunately. With that said, however, from a quantity point of view, the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch has Mario beat. The original Zelda on NES alone is longer to complete than both original Super Mario Bros. Games, especially if you include the second quest, and that is just one of the 3 main games included here. Link's Awakening in particular will keep players occupied for a while, and even after those 3, the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch has a bit more to offer. Nintendo recreated the classic Game & Watch title Vermin, replacing Mr. Game & Watch with Link. That's alright, it's a classic Game & Watch game after all, but the real surprise was the game's time attack mode. Using the Adventure of Link assets, players can see how long it takes them to take down 21 enemies, and it's surprisingly fun. Maybe my bias for Zelda 2 is kicking in here, but I find myself playing this on the regular to see if I could cut down my time. It's also worth reviewing this device as a collectible, because let's be real here, that's what it is. While fun ways to play these games on the go, they are all available on the Nintendo Switch already in some variety. So, much like the Super Mario Game & Watch, this piece of hardware is very much a novelty. But I am happy to report it is a better novelty than its predecessor, for the simple fact that Nintendo has given it some more use. The watch part of the Game & Watch is a bit pointless nowadays. It was meant to give its owners an easy way to tell the time, but smartphones do that for us now. So carrying this device for the watch aspect feels a little pointless, but what if it was a home clock? Included in the box is a cardboard stand, put in that Labo knowledge to good use I see, that can hold the Game & Watch up, giving space for it to be plugged in and serve as a desk clock. Okay, it is still a novelty, but this is one I like. My Super Mario Game & Watch went back in its box after I beat the games and I never really played it again. But the Zelda one has sat on my desk next to my Switch dock this whole time, and that just makes it feel a little bit more special. So, is the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch worth a purchase? My feelings are mostly the same as the last one really. It's a fun novelty and collector's item that offers a new way to play these classics, but if you only want to experience these games, there are more definitive ways to play these titles. Still, If you had to choose between this and the Super Mario Game & Watch, this one certainly offers more bang for your buck, with more games, more features, and actual use outside of those games. If you know what you were getting into with your purchase, then you won't go wrong picking up this celebration of Nintendo's legendary series. I want to thank Nintendo UK again for sending us a copy of this game to review. I guess it's not a game, it's a device, but you know, thank you all the same. All of our patrons are on screen right now, the $5 up tier. If you want to know how you can join them, there is a link to the Patreon down below. Let me know in the comments whether or not you picked up this Game & Watch when it came out, whether you were thinking about it but just wanted to know about the quality of it, and if our video influenced you in some way. A link to the Mario Game & Watch review will also be down below, as that was only on our website. So there's a good chance that you haven't all read it. So do that. And then remember to subscribe so that you can always remember to return to the source.